Hello everyone, welcome back. Good to have you here again on this lovely Sunday morning. Got a nice little quick project for you today using fabric strips, bits of paper, and really just doing a little very pretty page layouts. So I'm in my signature again. I have earmarked the page I want to do this on. It's a tea stain page. It's got a bit of a mark there, but that doesn't matter because I'm going to cover that up. So it's opposite this page. So we're after the halfway mark here, one page on from the one we did the last time. So glad you liked that one, everyone. Thank you for your wonderful support and comments on that. That's amazing. So we're going to do something a little flatter on the side. All right, so just going to put that, well, I'm not going to put it to the side. We need this to do what we're going to do. I'm just going to take this middle section out and put it to the side there and focus on this piece over here. Now today I'm using a piece of wallpaper. I did say to you that you can get wallpaper from any DIY store. They often have samples. It's a great place to pick up materials that cost you absolutely nothing. So in this day and age, we all need to be mindful of that. So yes, I've got this little piece of wallpaper and I quite like it because it's a sage color, so that goes with what I'm doing. It's also got wildflowers on it all over, and I just had to, for Terry, put a bunny in the corner there. So Terry, that's just for you. So I'm going to stick that down onto my page. Now that's the halfway fold mark and the edge here. So you've got about a quarter of an inch on each side, really, there or thereabouts. Okay, so I'm going to just take off my little clip. I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac, whichever glue you fancy using. And this is going to give me the sort of background piece for what I am doing. So I'm just going to get this stuck down while I have a chat with you guys. So yes, I've got to, I'm trying to get my lilac journal finished, and I have had one very, a busy couple of weeks lately. I am busy putting together my own web page so that I can sell all my digitals and journals there. You know, in today's times when every cent matters, or every penny in my case, you've got to think of more frugal ways to do things so that you can save not only your customers some money and bring them the best possible offer, but of course, you know, do that in a way that you can also make ends meet. So I am going to be launching my own website very shortly, where I will give you the details of that as soon as I have it all sorted, but it's pretty close to finish. So do watch out for that space, and then can offer you much better deals, which is exciting for me and obviously for you. Right, I'm going to now, I've got that bit down there and I like how that's looking, so that's great. Now what I want to do is, I've got two pieces of fabric, and I mentioned to you the last time that tearing your fabric into 1-inch strips, or whichever width suits you, is a great way again to use up scraps of fabric. This is a vintage fabric. It is something that I bought a long time ago, but it was I think it was Sanderson, if I'm not mistaken, but it wasn't new. So I've just pulled strips, wound them onto my little bobbins here, and it's ready to go. And I've got that in quite a few different fabrics that I do from time to time. So it's great to have it ready, pull off all the strings and have it ready to go. Now this piece I'm going to put on the side here. Then I've got another one. This is another piece of fabric. Just love the tones and that in there. There's a bit of florals here, a little bit of a bird. Well, sorry, bird. You can't really see it's a bird, but it doesn't matter. I wanted it more for the colors. So I'm going to stick that one down first, and then I'm going to overlay this one. And I put this one in to pick up the peachy tones and then the yellows and the greens, which is really the color palette. So I'm just choosing two. Now, it doesn't matter what fabric you use. You can even use, and I had a little piece here from earlier, looking in my scrap pile. Even, you know, this type of canvasy, or this is like a muslin, light linen, really. I call it calico, but I don't know, you know, there are lots of names, but this kind of thing. It doesn't have to be patterned, but anything like that would work well. Now I'm just going to stick these two down quickly. So I'm going to put this one down first so that I've got that one on the top. And I've made it just, I think, slightly, ever so slightly longer. I forgot to mention, I did stitch around there just for decorative purposes, and I did use a tear ruler, or in my case I've used my actual beveled edge mini guillotine, that Tim Holtz one, which I love. So I'm just going to get this one stuck down. This is just a great way to decorate up a page. That's going to cost you, as I said, very little. Don't be afraid to make use of all the scraps. I've been watching the Sewing Bee. It's not on at the moment as far as I'm aware, but I've been watching the catch-up ones on BBC iPlayer, and absolutely love that they are using and repurposing secondhand clothes. I think I'm on series 5. And I did think to myself, yeah, well, we do the same thing as, you know, just with journals. And I say that again, if you've got clothing that's, you know, got a hole in it, or it's not fit for purpose to donate or repurpose to somebody else in the family, don't just go and throw it out. You know, look at what you can take off there: buttons, frills, lace, or the fabric. Tear it into strips and make it useful again in this sort of with this sort of idea. Okay, so just something that we all know, but just need a little reminder of again. Okay, right, so I've got those two strips on there, and now what I'm going to do is, I've got my little journaling card here. This is from my ephemera pack, and I've just put a little bit of lace on the end there. That's a Plum Boutique lace. And I did have a hard time. You know, I've been sewing for years, but I tried to sew this one down here. Ended up pulling it out because I thought, right, I'm going to put it on with the Fabri-Tac. So I have now done that, and I'm just feeling, gosh, that's so much better. The needle was going all over the place. It looked like a right mess. So there we go. You see, it happens to everybody. Now I'm going to use it this way, and I'm going to stick this down. I want to sort of centralize it more or less here, like that. Don't want to cover this too much. Yeah, I think that's about straight. And I'm going to just stick a piece of this down. And again, I'm going to do about 1/4 of an inch of glue here, just to make sure that I can get this nice and firmly down onto our fabric. Okay, so let's just, I should have drawn my little lines. I feel safer with my lines, but I haven't got them now, so I'm going to have to just gauge it. I want a little bit of that pink peeking out, and luckily with the Fabri-Tac you've got some moments to decide if that's where you want it. So there we go, I've got that there. Now the reason why I've stuck the card there is I'm going to put a little bit of decoration just on the top here as well. So let's get to that. Okay, again, took a little scrap of my gingham. This was in my little scrappy pile here. And I'm going to want to just do a couple of gathers on here like before. So it's just taking your fabric and making a little Z or Z like that, and holding those pleats down. So I'm going to go and sew that on my machine, just because I don't have time to show you hand stitching. And I'm going to make it about 3 inches in length when it's finished. So I'll be back with you here. Okay, so you can see I've just stitched here. It's just over 3 inches. It's not even 100% even, but that's okay. We're not in the Sewing Bee, so, so it's okay. So I'm going to use that over here. But what I've done is I've cut off a little piece. I've got a doily that's full of holes that I've been using. This is a piece that I've just cut off. It's got a nice sort of looped edge there. I quite like this. I'm going to use this and stick that just underneath here like that. So let's get that down, and then as I go I'll explain the layers. So we've got this bit here, so I want to just put some Fabri-Tac down, and get that stuck down. Hopefully I've got all my bases covered here. So we've got that bit there. It's just a little bit at the top I need to put some on. That's fine. Right, so we've got that one down. Then just some of this lovely cheesecloth that I've tea stained. I've just pulled it into a sort of a elongated shape. So I'm just going to get some dots of glue on the top here. And I'll just stick that bit down as well. Get that out the way for the moment. Right, so that's just for the cheesecloth. So I'm going to get that sort of elongated up and drape itself over here, and then just a little bit over there. Okay, so we've got a bit of layering going on there now. And yeah, you can pull this out as much or as little as you want. Quite like the lacy bits showing through. All right, so now with this little bit, I'm going to sew some buttons on here, and I've got 3 of them. So I'm going to, I've got the 3 colors that I'm working with here. So I'm going to put the green one in the middle because that's not the round. We've got a yellow one I'm going to put over there, and then another little orange one. So let me do that. I'll do one quickly with you and then speed that up. So just got my embroidery thread, 3 strands. I'm going to start over here on the little pleat, and just do myself a little double stitch. I'm sure you know how to sew buttons. So just do 2 of those, and then I'm going to get that little yellow one threaded on here. Good thing I've got my glasses on to do this, otherwise I would never be able to see what I'm doing. I'm really quite useless without my glasses and crafting and sewing or anything to do with this sort of closeness. When I'm driving my car and or watching the TV, I don't have a single problem with my eyesight at all. It's perfect. But this kind of thing, and I've been like this most of my life, since I was about 18. So yeah, that is most of my life. Because I was doing embroidery at a course I took up for a year, traditional and creative embroidery. And I did hardanger work. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's drawn thread work where you then embroider, you cut threads, pull them out, you've left with a lattice, and then you go and embroider on those. And that really, the stitches are so tiny. I had no chance of it, just aggravated my eyesight. So yeah, I say it's that, but you probably find that's just, you know, how it is for me. My son wears glasses, and he has done since he was 18, so maybe it's just a genetic thing, you know. It doesn't worry me, except the glasses are getting this. I'm on a 2.5 at the moment, so, you know. Right, enough about my eyes. We're one down. Right, I'm not worried about the back too much, but because I'm going to stick it down, but I don't want that bit sticking out there. And then we just got our last one, and I'm just trying to space it properly. So there we go, we've got our 3 little buttons. That's just going to finish that off perfectly, I think. So I want to just push that a bit back a little bit and put some glue down there, just on that side, and then I can get some glue on my little fabric bits and get it positioned where we want it. And I quite like it just there, like that. Okay, and you can press it. So that's coming together, looking pretty. And then what I wanted to do was, I've got a die cut that I've just cut out, and I wanted to just show you a little tip. It's come out of there pretty well, and the machine I use, which is a Big Shot, the electric one, it's amazing. So there we go, it's come out of it's cardstock, so I'm going to put that there. But what I wanted to show you was what I use, because I used to use these, and you can see I've got 2 of them with little brushes, and within days all those little things fall out. So I got annoyed with that at £12 a pop. And what I do is I use a hard toothbrush. I went and bought a hard toothbrush, which was £1. And then what I do is I just turn this over and I just do little circles like this and rub it over here. Okay. And with that, those bits fall out and I'm ready to use it again. So go and get yourself a really cheap, hard bristled toothbrush. You can get out all the bits that you need to in no time at all. It works the same way as a tool. That was the Spellbinder one, which lots of people have told me they've had the same problem. And this is really a cost-effective way to get out all those little bits. Just make sure the bristles are hard. All right, there you go. That's your tip for the day. And now I'm going to stick this down just over here to sort of catch over that edge and sort of blend it all in. So I'm going to just take my art glittered glue to do this, because I need the fine points. See how I want it? I want it just to go over that side. Doesn't matter if it goes over the daisies. I just wanted it to catch the end of that really. There we go. Probably put a nice book on this when I'm finished, just to flatten some of the bits, but they're not too chunky. Right, and then I've just got a little yellow one that I thought I would use just to pick up some of the yellow colors, and I'm just going to stick that down there. Okay, and that's that. Now the last thing to do is I've taken my large envelope from my add-on kit. I love this. I do print on the back of these with the background pages, but of course stenciling works just as well with one of your stencils, even using like antique linen or a vintage photo. It works perfectly. So yeah, you can put in all sorts of bits and pieces, and that is just going to tuck into my little area over here. And there we've got a nice little layered up page, which is pretty flat. Now all we need to do is take the rest of our journal pages that I took out, like that. And there you have a lovely little page layout. And how quick and easy was that? All right, everyone. I hope that you have a gorgeous rest of the Sunday today. Go and have a nice bit of relaxed time. Have a nice walk if you're able to get out. Just take some time for yourself. I will be back here on Tuesday. And as I said, I should be able to get the lilac journal finished and with a little few extra tutorials I wanted to show you. So I'll probably show you the how to sew in the signatures during the week. And then for 2 signatures, that is. And then we'll do a flip through on Sunday. So how's that sound? All right, have a great week, and thank you as always for your wonderful support. Go and look for bits of fabric you can use that perhaps were destined for the bin, and go and give them a new life in your journal pages. So stay well, everyone. See you very soon. Bye.